Start for me, please, with your name right here, upper left-hand corner. Make a note of that. Then, please make a note you're in Art 1, exclamation point. And let's title these notes as Grid System Review. Now, of course, we already know about the grid system, so this will be a review of things you are already familiar with. Notation number 1. I want you to write measure correctly. So we will need, of course, to set up a grid of squares. It'll be exactly the same as the one we use for the amazingly fun Spider-Man. So in parentheses right here, you can make a note. That's going to be a 1.5 inch grid. Notation number 2. Once again, a reminder to draw very light. I want you to write down light grid. Note that for me. We will, of course, be erasing that grid at a later date. Okay, notation number 3. Now this one will need an asterisk star next to it, and number 3. The most important thing that we're learning about grid drawing. You may write finish 1, circle that, square at a time. So we will work with that principle again of drawing all the lines inside of one square and then moving on to the next one. Okay, notation number 4. Now, I've already mentioned it, but I'll have you write it again. At the end, I need you to erase the grid. Write that down. Once again, it needs to be invisible at the end so that anybody who looks at your work will not know that you used the grid system. Notation number 5. Now, on notation number 5, I need you to write down some things about lines. The lines of Rigor Mortis Zombie. So, on The Amazing Spider-Man, I wanted you to draw lines that were very smooth. You may be thinking I want the same thing on Rigor Mortis Zombie, but that is not true. I want something a little bit different. So indent for me, note A. I want you to write the word rough. Lines that are a little more rough. I know you are surprised. Indent B. Lines that are a little bit bumpy. Note that, if you will. Indent C. Lines that are a little bit jagged. Note that for me. And then indent letter D. Now all those words are going to give us lines that have this characteristic, and it's called, in quotation marks, character. So we want lines that have character. Instead of being all smooth, we're actually going to want them to be a bit rough, bumpy, jagged with character. Okay, notation number 6. Now this is of course a test of your grid system skills, and one of the things that the grid system allows, it allows you to be very accurate. And I want you to write down that word, accurate. I'm expecting rigor mortis to be very accurate, even better than Spider-Man. Finally, notation number 7, very important notation. I need you to note that grid drawing is fun with exclamation point. It's going to be a great drawing.